WTV Philadelphia. Now, Ken Matz, Jane Robelo, Herb Clark Weather, and Ron Berg Sports. This is Channel 10 News.
Good evening, I'm Ken Matz.
And I'm Jane Robelo.
And our top story tonight, another wintry whiteout makes it one wild Wednesday. And a threatening Thursday is in the wings. Channel 10 cameras in Delaware County tonight on Interstate 95. That flashing sign tells the story. Roads all over the Delaware Valley are snow-covered and very slippery. And this live picture on City Avenue. You see the flags outside the Channel 10 studios taking a beating. Gale force winds are blistering the Delaware Valley tonight. And as the camera tilts down, you can see City Line Avenue, not a lot of traffic, and for good reason, snow-packed roads with wind-driven snow still coming down. In New York tonight, a real scare at LaGuardia Airport. This passenger jet skids off a snowy runway, very nearly plunging into Flushing Bay. 115 people were on board. At least 18 of them were hurt. Injuries range from bumps and bruises to broken bones.
And Channel 10 has team coverage of this wicked storm.
Let's begin now with Herb Clark and the exclusive Channel 10 Earth Watch. Herb?
Call it a wild Wednesday, if you will. For the last 4 hours, it's been on a real rampage. We have some bright spots down the line, but we've got to wade through a good bit more weather before they come. Radar, let's take you up above. This is the way it's been. This weather's been moving up off the ocean and bringing a load of moisture with it, and wild winds up to 40 and gusting considerably higher than that. Cloud cover, we locked in on a lot of moisture that rode up the coast, joined the cold air already in place, and gave us a variety of weather. Here's what we've had and what we're continuing to get. Down by the shore, around Millville and so forth, all rain, but very high winds, including some sleet back through this way, and the sleet has been piling up some inches also. To the north and west of Philadelphia, rain, and a lot of it, and also out toward the east. John Valeris is in the newsroom at the weather station, and John, you've got some new guidance material. What's happening lately?
Yeah, okay, Herb, we're just getting the latest computer guidance. Bill Henley, one of the Earthwatch meteorologists, and we got the observations just in at 11 o'clock and the new computer guidance, and the storm still verifies the bulk of the precipitation, Herb, as predicted, should be over with by the wee hours of the morning, somewhere between 5 and 7 a.m., and there is some mixing taking place in and around the city. Allentown still all snow. Reading has all snow. Trenton all snow. Some ice pellets mixing in at this hour. Philadelphia, the airport, reporting snow and ice pellets. Atlantic City, it's all rain, but your winds are gusting to 50 miles per hour down the shore. Flooding will be the problem down there, as predicted. In Dover, just some light rain, Herb.
Well, we're looking at some sizable accumulations, John, about what we predicted. Now, everybody wants to know, are there any signs of warming up and of this changing over to rain overnight or anytime soon?
Yeah, there's some signs that it will warm up over the next few hours because the storm system itself now is just about beginning to move into the Chesapeake Bay. You can actually see a dry wedge to the east of the Jersey-Delaware coast. That's the storm system really pulling in the moisture, wraparound effect we call it. The storm is pulling into the Chesapeake Bay, telling us it's on a little bit of a westerly track. A more easterly wind will develop. It's raining across Salisbury, winds of southeast there, so we should start to get into a more of a southeasterly fetch, and that should begin to change the sleet and snow in the city now over to some rain a little bit later on tonight and then towards the tail end. But the bulk of this precipitation has fallen in the form of snow and sleet.
Thanks, John. Ken, Jane, we'll incorporate some of that material into the full forecast when I come back a bit later.
Okay, thank you, Herb.
Thanks, Herb. Our team coverage continues now with a report from the Jersey Shore.
We go to Ocean City and Channel 10 New Jersey correspondent Terry Ruggles. And Terry, I understand you're pretty soggy already.
My feet were dry until 2 minutes ago, Jane. Where I am standing right now was a dry parking lot a half an hour ago. Got the ruler with me. Take a look at it. Ocean City and other Back Bay communities along the shore. This parking lot now has 10 inches of water in it. It is not fun along the coast tonight. Captain Paul Burris was double-checking the lines on his boat tonight. The Ocean City skipper says you can't take any chances in a storm like this.
If a line parts or something, you know, you could have the boat lay up against a pile and cause a lot of damage to the boat.
Here at the intersection of 15th and Bay, there are at least a dozen cars that have been parked up on the sidewalk. They're up here to avoid any possible floodwaters. Some streets and intersections are already flooded. Bob Fleming was moving his truck to higher ground.
Down here you find out just how much a foot means. A foot means the destruction of your car or the non-destruction of your car.
Now keep in mind, high tide along the shore tonight was 11 o'clock on the ocean side. We're on the bay side. High tide here isn't expected for another 2 hours, and already we have severe flooding along some of these back bay streets. Reporting live from Ocean City, I'm Terry Ruggles. Ken, Jane?
Thank you, Terry. Watch out for the wind.
Yes, Channel 10's Andrew Glassman is also out in this massive storm tonight.
That's right. He's live in Wayne, Pennsylvania. I'd like to say good evening. Let's just say hello.
Hi, Ken. Yeah, there's powder on the ground, but I'll tell you what, this feels like sandpaper up in the air as this ice and snow and wind have been unrelenting here in Wayne tonight. It's been a snowstorm that sideswiped in with an incredibly cold wind, gusts strong enough to take your breath and occasionally your umbrella away.
My life has been horrible this winter, I tell you. Walking around, my sister can't get her car to the driveway. We didn't have heat for a while. It's unbelievable.
Faceless umbrella shielding people paced slowly on the streets tonight, counting each step to shelter. Innocent-looking crystals were blown from the air with an unbearable sting.
I can't take much more of this. It's too much. I mean, is Mother Nature ever going to let up?
And isn't that the question that all of us have been asking through this latest storm? Rough night here in Wayne. Let's move now to North Philadelphia and my colleague, Dennis Waltering. Dennis?
Well, Andrew, big story here in North Philadelphia and parts of Montgomery County has been the wind here, too. Take a look. You can see it in the light there. Blasts of wind blowing snow all over the place. A couple skiers we ran in tonight say they like the look of this white stuff, but it's been deadly for most businesses. Wicked gusts of wind whipping snow across Jenkintown and Abington tonight shut down businesses all along Route 611, including the steak joint where these folks wanted to eat.
They closed because of the weather, so we're kind of like, we're just going to wander aimlessly until we find something to eat.
Go to 7-Eleven and get a burrito.
get a hot dog at 7-Eleven or something.
Tonight's quiet on the road is a gift to police on patrol.
It is quiet. It's kept everybody inside, and most people are using their head, thankfully.
One of the few businesses around here profiting from the weather, a ski shop where they like to think snow year-round.
It's great for this stuff. You know, anybody that's a real skier wants to be out in this skiing a lot.
But for people with cars snowed in and sidewalks to shovel, this was like a North Pole nightmare.
It's not too fun, but you gotta do something.
We saw a number of people out shoveling snow tonight. They say it's better when it's light like this tonight, better than it will be tomorrow when it gets icy and heavy. That's the latest from out here. Dennis Waltering reporting live in North Philadelphia. Ken, Jane, back to you.
And you're well prepared with that hat. Good
Yes,
job,
we
Dennis.
are.
Thanks.
Well, as you might expect, tonight's snow, slush, and ice is causing endless problems for transportation in the Delaware Valley. Many of SEPTA's regional rail lines are operating with minor delays. Many SEPTA buses running with detours tonight. Bus routes 32 and 35 are not running at all. And New Jersey transit buses are running with delays of up to an hour. As for tomorrow, SEPTA, New Jersey Transit, and Darton, Delaware say expect delays, especially in the morning. And at International Airport tonight, travelers flying on U.S. Air may be spending the night at the terminal. U.S. Air has canceled 25% of all departing flights. If you are scheduled to travel on U.S. Air or any other airline, call ahead to the airport, check the status of your flights.
This winter storm is causing power problems in the area tonight as well. PECO Energy crews are working in Northern Liberties tonight repairing down power lines. PECO Energy is reporting that 2,100 customers are without power, mainly because of high winds knocking down the power lines. And that's our coverage of this winter storm for right now. But stay with Channel 10 and Earthwatch for complete coverage. Herb will be back in just a few minutes with more on tonight's weather, and our winter storm reports continue tomorrow morning beginning at 6 o'clock a.m. Check with Channel 10 for full reports on the weather and road conditions before you head out in the morning.
And now it's on to other news tonight. 3 men under arrest in connection with yesterday's attack on Hasidic Jews in New York City. Police believe the gunman is Rashad Boz. He's charged with 15 counts of attempted murder. 2 others are under arrest for allegedly helping Boz. And this was the scene yesterday after the van carrying the 15 Hasidic students was peppered with gunfire. Today, doctors declared one victim brain dead. Police are not speculating on a motive, but the shooting came 3 days after an American-born Jew shot to death 39 Arabs praying in a mosque in Israel.
The young girl who went to court so she could stay with the only father she's ever known has now run away from home. You'll remember Kimberly Mays was switched at birth. Her biological parents, Ernest and Regina Twigg, used to live in Langhorne, Bucks County. Now Mays has run away to Sarasota YMCA shelter for troubled teens. She went with the permission of her father. The 15-year-old is reportedly having normal teenage troubles that were made worse by the pressure of her custody case.
Well, there is much more to come on Channel 10 tonight. She may be going from America's sweetheart to an ice queen, the side of Nancy Kerrigan that you haven't seen and might not like.
And your neighbor may be doing it. You may be doing it yourself. Cheating on your husband. Why are women being unfaithful? Channel 10 takes a look later.
The waif look. It's all the rage in New York. It's the $1 million look that you can get in Philadelphia for $1,000.
And if you think your kid ought to be in pictures, find out how to make it happen. The story later on the Channel 10 News.
Even though the Honda Accord has been one of the best-selling cars in America, we thought it was time to make a few changes. Like more interior space, dual airbags, better performance, and all-new styling. The 1994 Accord DX sedan. Basically, Honda changed everything, but the price.
Tonight, it's Jennifer Jason Leigh, John LaRoquette, and Bonnie Raitt.
Snackaholics on the next Dave.
Here on CBS.
We're the one for seafood. We're the one for freshness.
It's Frozen Food Week at Thriftway. Save on values like Elio's 9-slice pizza, only $1.79 a package. Also save on Progresso tomatoes, 28-ounce can, 69 cents. Selected Purina 1 dog or cat food, $1 off with a coupon. And Scott tissues, 3 single rolls for $1 with a coupon.
Thriftway, we're still the one for you.
It's called the waif look, the ultra-thin look, gracing New York runways and fashion magazines. As medical correspondent Sherry Bank reports, you can get that look here in the Delaware Valley at a cut-rate price.
This is the woman who started it all. Super skinny supermodel Kate Moss with the naturally hollowed-out cheeks. Now it's not only high-fashion models striving for the waif look.
It's the kind of thing, when I'm in the bathroom, you know, poking at my face for a while, I'll, well, if I could just suck in those cheeks like that, you know.
Now Rita Augustine is having her cheeks permanently sucked in. Dr. Julius Newman makes a tiny slit on Rita's upper gum, then sucks out the fat pad from the hollow of her cheek.
Rita, you officially have been waifed.
Getting the waif look in New York costs $3,000. In Philadelphia, $1,000. Pay a little more and you can have a tiny bit of fat liposuction from your tummy. That fat is purified, then injected to give you the so-called Paris lips and chic cheeks.
She's had a very nice filling of her cheek area here, as opposed to this side, which we're just about to do now.
Gemma Giacovini was also waifed. Here's how she looked before that procedure and a nose job. And here's how she looks today.
I keep looking in the mirror to see, is that me? And it looks good. I'm very happy with it.
So what could be wrong with a procedure like this? Well, critics say as you age, you tend to lose the fat here in your cheeks. So if you have a procedure like this done when you're 30, you might look very sunken in by the time you're 50.
It makes no difference when you're 50 because you automatically become sunken when you're 50 because that fat pad falls down and becomes your jowl here. So you didn't lose anything at all in being waifed.
Dr. James Fox disagrees and adds, if you go to an inexperienced surgeon, your facial nerve could be damaged.
So if this nerve is damaged, what would happen?
You would have a numb area on your face.
Forever.
Forever.
Such a complication is rare. Dr. Newman says he's never seen it. Certainly not on Rita, whose procedure is finished in 30 minutes.
You've got that high-style model look.
Yeah.
A few days later, Rita's swelling is going down. Here she is before and after.
I don't feel like I have a new face that I have to get used to, but I feel like I look better, and that makes me happy.
Sherry Bank, Channel 10 News.
And coming up next on Channel 10, see why some are saying that Olympic champion Nancy Kerrigan needs a major attitude adjustment.
And we'll check back in with Earthwatch for the very latest on this winter storm that just won't quit, as the Channel 10 News continues.
The Lexus ES Custom Tailored Lease for only $389 a month. It is a lease so thrilling that famed opera singer Ugo Pergolotti was stirred to sing the entire terms of agreement in C major.
Pronto par tutto l'anno per giorno, sempre d'intorno, in giro sta, miglior cuccagna per un barbiere, vita più nobile non si dà, di qualità, largo il
The front-wheel drive ES, only $389 a month. Lease one today at your New Jersey, Delaware, and Pennsylvania area Lexus dealer.
The new sound of Y100. The new sound of Y100. The new sound of Y100.
I don't ever wanna be like I did that day.
Barsky in the morning. The new sound of Y100. Try it now.
Some call her Nasty Nancy. Olympic silver medalist Nancy Kerrigan is taking on the image of a spoiled brat. Channel 10's Luann Kahn just returned from Lillehammer, Norway, where she got a first-hand taste of Nancy's nasty side.
She looks like an angel on ice, and off the ice, we got used to getting a cold shoulder from Nancy Kerrigan.
Did practice go okay?
This became a typical Nancy interview in Hamar, Norway.
I'm talking about your performance last night.
It was good. It was yesterday. I don't know. New day.
This flippant, sometimes rude behavior did not go unnoticed by us or the other media covering Nancy, but because she was under tremendous pressure, because we were always trying to get an interview with her, we gave her the benefit of the doubt. We figured she just didn't like us. But the night she won the silver and waited for gold medalist Oksana Bayul to put on makeup, all America heard her remarks.
So she's gonna get out here and pray again.
And now the latest. American Journal catches Nancy knocking her own Disney parade while she's being paid millions to promote the park. A spokesman for Kerrigan says Nancy wasn't talking about the parade, but was embarrassed about showing off her medal. But others now believe the mouse bought a mouth, and Americans are left wondering if Nancy can skate around her own words without tarnishing the silver. Luann Kahn, Channel 10 News.
Well, they'll be talking about that tomorrow. But tonight, just back from Lillehammer, our own Ron Burke.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you
It's
back.
good to be back. We're going to talk some hoops. With the win over Princeton tonight, the Penn Quakers would be the first team this season to clinch an NCAA tournament bid. The Tigers got to Rick Hilscher's 21 points. He led Princeton. They're within a point here in the second half, but Penn saves the best for last, going on a 14-3 run to close out this thing. Maloney with 24, and Penn takes the gold medal in the Ivy, 53-43. Let's celebrate. Quakers going to the NCAAs again. Villanova at Providence tonight. The big gun for Nova, Kerry Kittles. He led him with 22. Guess what, though? Not enough. Eric Williams